What is going on, people? Welcome to the Midwest Mike Sports Show. I am your host, Mike Klean, and I am joined here by the one and only Midwest Mike. What is going on, buddy?
Not too much, man. Just coming off, went 8-2 in straight bets yesterday. 9-1 NBA run, 5-0 NHL run, 6-1 college basketball run. So feeling good. Should be 10-0. Should be 10-0 NBA run. That Suns meltdown was pathetic. That was a 6.6 unit difference. We would have finished up almost 14 units. If it wasn't for that shit, would have went 9-1 on straights. But I won't complain about 7.5 units. So.
No, sir. You absolutely shouldn't, man. Another plus day, plus on the week. February's looking monstrous as of right now, and we're only 8 days in.
31 units already in February.
Yeah.
Almost 9 this week. We did 28 last week, 20 the week before, up 62, 63 units in the last 3 weeks. So
it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. We got Justin in the house. What up, Justin? Supposed to be joining us a little later to share his props. We got Bad Mamba 7. Let's go. What up?
Let's go.
What up? We also have Jimmy in here. He's back. He was feeling a little under the weather earlier in the week, but he is back to give us a play. So here he is. Jimmy, what's going on, buddy?
What's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. How about you?
Man, I got a bad stomach flu, dude. I couldn't keep no food down. I lost like 9 pounds in the last 2 days.
Damn.
Terrible.
You feeling better?
Yeah, I'm good now. I got my kids now that are sick, so I got to stay home with my little one. My other one went to school today, so I don't know what the hell's going on, man. It was just like a little stomach bug that's going around and can't keep no food down. Just got to stay hydrated for the most part.
Yeah, we just had a bug go through our house here, too. Kids are home from daycare for 2 days, last Thursday and Friday.
And so still on a fucking monster run.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I love it. What do you got for us today, Jimmy?
Man, I got the Jazz -3 first half. Timberwolves looked bad yesterday, horrible. They're on a back-to-back game too, so I mean, even if they did 75% better than they did last night, they'd still get their ass whooped today in first half. So I got -3 at home. Jazz, Utah is at home. They're tough to play at home, so I'll take them at home first half -3.
Yeah, and they've lost 2 straight at home, so it should be a good bounce back spot for them. Get off to a hot start. I like it.
Yep. They should absolutely want to come out on all cylinders. I love it, Jimmy. Well, thank you for joining us again, man. Let's cash.
Let's do it, brother. Appreciate you guys.
Let's do it.
Awesome, buddy.
Appreciate
Take
you,
care.
man.
Hope you guys feel better.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, and right now, we got the man, the prop man. Justin, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Doing good.
Good, man. How about you?
Good to see you back.
Pretty good. Yeah, man. Yeah. I was looking at a couple games, man. Last week was a little ugly for props. The ones I liked anyway, was a little ugly. So back this week, man. I got a three player parlay prop today. Harden, Sabonis, and Bam. All 3 of those guys top 15 double doubles for the season. Harden is, if I'm not mistaken, Harden is like he's like 11th, and then Sabonis and Bam, those 2 are in the top 10 for double doubles for the season. So that's what I'm riding with today, man. Plus 247 parlay. Bam and Harden are trying to prove everybody wrong, man. And they're pissed about getting snubbed and out of the All-Star game. So they have something to prove to everybody right now. So I'm riding with those guys, man. 240 plus 247, so it's pretty juicy. So
I like that a lot. Yeah. So all 3 to get a double-double. And the Kings play the Rockets, and Sabonis has crushed them. This is their 4th meeting, I think. So
I love it.
I like it.
I love it, Justin.
Yeah, man.
Have you been doing any Cam Thomas over points lately?
I haven't, man, because makes me nervous. Guys get streaky. So he could have he's had those 3 games, but his next 3 he could have like 10, 7, and 15. So
Right.
it's one of those things. I like to see guys, give me like 10 games where you're consistent. Then I'll kind of jump on. But I'm not a ride the wave until it dies. I wanna see if you can ride the wave and continue to ride the wave. Then I'll jump on that Cam Thomas train. But yeah, I want to see, man. The Suns helped him out last night. He shot almost 20 free throws. So considering the Suns just freaking melted down last night, that was disgusting. But
Yeah, that's
but
terrible.
yeah, it was disgusting, man. But yeah, I with him, I'll keep an eye on him. But I'm riding with the guys who've been consistent all year. So
Yep,
I love it.
I
Man.
like it. Did you touch LeBron over under points last night?
nope. I faded, man, and I just watched. I wanted to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to. It was very tempting, but I was looking
Did
at.
you
I was
think
like,
he was gonna
man,
hit it?
I didn't. I didn't.
I didn't
But
either. I
once
would
the
have taken
game
the under.
started, and I was like, okay, nobody else is touching the ball. Like that game started out how their games never go. He never shoots that much. Like in the first quarter, like he's always passing. Dude, he shot 10 times in the first quarter. So I was like, all right, I'll see what kind of game this is gonna be. And I was pissed
Yeah.
because I was like, I should have bet on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and AD was just. Did you see him just sitting on the
Oh, man,
bench when?
Yeah, what the hell was
was-
his problem?
Yeah, it's
I
I don't know, man. I think it's some internal stuff going on, man. I really do.
I think the Lakers should trade him.
Yeah, I think it's some internal
always
stuff
hurt.
going on. Yeah, that man, and he's been very inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's
That's a
roller
bad look.
coaster.
That's a bad look, though.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, a very
It's a
very
real bad
bad look. Especially coming from a guy that's supposed to be your number 2 and supposed to be taking over after LeBron.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see that, man.
No.
Well, and he
No.
just came out of the game because I think he picked up his 4th foul. So I don't know if he was pissed like that he wasn't on the court for it. But either way, even after the post game, he was weird, and you know what I mean. It was just it was awkward.
Yeah, no, you don't have time to pout, man. Yeah,
No.
I think they're in like 14th place, man. Like, come on, dude. You just play ball, man. No, too old to be pouting, man.
Yeah.
He loves pouting.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
He loves it. He loves it. Well, thank you, Justin, for joining us again, man. And let's cash that prop. I love it. I love that parlay, man.
Appreciate it, guys.
Take care, buddy.
I appreciate
have a good
it.
one.
Thanks, Justin. Yeah, you too.
Love it.
I like it.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. We got Michael Hill in the house. He's talking about
Yeah,
he's talking about
man.
the Suns too.
And those 2 Torrey Craig turnovers were like, and then he finally hangs onto the ball and they send him to the free throw line. Like once they passed it to him, he thought about passing it. And everyone on the Suns is like, don't fucking do anything. And then of course he misses the first free throw. Booker misses 2 free throws back to back. Just
one of those
gross.
times.
And then New Mexico, the 2-team parlay we had, New Mexico was up 1. Nevada, 16 seconds left with the ball. Guy shoots it. Blackshear shoots it, and it goes through the net with like 0.01 seconds left. Like it rimmed around even and then dropped in. That's how we lost that. So 2 bad beats. Kentucky, I was just off on. But those 2, I do them. I do over,
Yeah, do them again.
Is what it is.
Absolutely. Ryan is in the house. Left us a very
What's
nice
going on?
recommendation on Facebook. Thank you again for that, my man. Thank you again.
Appreciate that.
Lucas. We got Lucas in the house.
My leans, I don't know if I'll have an official play in the NHL today, but my leans is actually the over in the Canucks Rangers game, over 6.5. And then on the Wild Stars game, I would lean Stars and the under. Both teams have been, I think the Wild been 4 or 5 straight unders. The Stars is like 6 straight unders. You got 2 great goalies. Both teams have been trending under heavily lately.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, I'd lean the under there. I could see a 3-2, 2-1, 3-1 type of game here. So
Yeah.
It's set at 5.5 for a reason. I haven't even checked that to see where the money's at or anything like that, but it's telling you they're thinking it's going to be a lower scoring game. That's
Right.
what that's telling you,
Yep.
and for good reason. So let's see here.
Absolutely. Cashed my under on my Blackhawks game that I was at last night. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, there is nothing like, I mean, a total forced spot. I would have bet that game if I was just watching at home. There's just nothing that was intriguing about the bet that game. But you're there, you got to throw a lot of action on it, right? There's nothing like cashing a ticket in the stadium, man. It's just something about it.
Oh yeah.
I guess that's why we're in this industry, right? It really gets us going. It gets us going.
Oh yeah.
What do we think about Georgia Tech beating Notre Dame?
I haven't really looked at that one. Initially, I kind of leaned Notre Dame actually, but that was last night at 3 a.m. when I just glanced at it. I didn't really dig into it too much. Let's see. Georgia Tech's getting 84% of the money on the spread, 90% on the money line. It's still hanging there, just at -1. The splits looked a lot different last night. I'd still lean Notre Dame there, especially with no line movement there. I like Notre Dame before even seeing that. Now seeing 90% of the money on one team and the line just hanging there pretty much at the same spread. It's just been sitting at -1, -1.5. Really no difference. So,
right.
That might be something that I do need to look into. But as of right now, I would lean Notre Dame personally. Yeah. I do have a free play up. It's a 2-unit. I don't know how many in a row we've cashed now. I know we're on a 17-6-2, 74% run. We're 6-0-1 on 2-unit free plays this year. But West Virginia -3.5, -120 to win 2 units. They're at home versus Iowa State. West Virginia actually, according to Ken Pom, has the second best home court advantage in college basketball. They're coming off of a big win. We were on them. Iowa State's coming off of a big win as well versus Kansas. So it's a big letdown spot. Iowa State's dropped 4 straight on the road. They're a completely different team at home versus on the road. They foul a lot. They don't hit their free throws. Iowa State's good, don't get me wrong. And they also can't handle pressure very well. So West Virginia, they got a good defense. West Virginia is a top 20 team, guys. They might not have the record to show for it, but that's because they've been playing in the Big 12 and have lost a lot of close games. Big 12 is it's just stacked. It's the best conference in the NCAA by far.
Yep.
I mean, almost every team is fucking ranked in the Big 12. It's nuts, and some of them are 0-6 in conference play, and you're a top 20 team. It's fucking insane.
That is.
But yeah, I like West Virginia. They're part of our big parlay this weekend, and they was it Oklahoma or whoever they played, just blew them out.
They did.
So
yeah, that parlay was nice.
They play best at home. There's one other thing. Fuck was it? It'll come to me here. Where's my notes?
Well, there's a graphic for everybody.
I don't know.
West Virginia -3.5, -120 to win 2 units. So there's the free play.
Let's get that. Let's cash that. Let's keep rolling. If you guys can do me a favor and give me a like and comment on TikTok, that just likes and comments are kind of what makes TikToks and shit take off. So if you can do that, appreciate that. If you've been tailing just the free plays, I know you've been making money. If you're VIP, there ain't no doubt you've been making money. So appreciate you all, whether it's just if you're VIP or just free plays, whatever. And hopefully if you're just free plays, you'll eventually hop on here with some of your winnings and ride. I truly think I got some of the cheapest prices out there for packages compared to some. There's some handicappers out there that charge $1,500 a day for an exclusive play that don't hit at the rate that we're hitting at. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we're hot in every sport right now, literally. I mean, NFL, NHL, NBA, college basketball. So it's been a nice turnaround for NBA. Got in a little rut there with that for a little bit. College basketball has just been insane now for a while. So
It has.
look to keep that rolling. And really, it doesn't matter what unit size you are, from $20 to 50 to 100. Even a $50 unit better, we're talking, is making thousands of dollars here over the last few weeks. So,
Right.
And if you guys ever have any questions about unit size or what to do or whatever, always feel free to email in.
Absolutely.
It's a pretty shitty NHL slate tonight. Just those two games. I already touched on those. Other college basketball games. I got Creighton, Seton Hall. You got Nebraska, Michigan. What else we got? Syracuse, FSU, the Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, Vanderbilt. Iowa State, West Virginia is probably one of the better games of the night, honestly. Oklahoma State, Texas Tech. That should be good. Penn State, Wisconsin. Two teams, both coming off of a loss. I might have a play coming on that one. Bama and Florida, Baylor, Oklahoma. And then Utah State, San Diego State. That's going to be a really good game. Really looking forward to that one. Do have a play on that game. Wyoming, UNLV. So it's pretty decent college basketball slate. I don't know what you guys like tonight in college basketball, but you can put that in the comments. And then we got a decent NBA slate. There's a couple ESPN games. I just posted a play on the Sixers Celtics game, and then I'll likely have a play on the other ESPN game, which is the Mavs and Clippers game. Irving making his debut tonight. Should be interesting. And the Clippers are red hot.
I was surprised at that
straight
line.
up in their last 10 and 7-3 against the spread. Kind of 8-2 against the spread, depending on what number you got that last game at. We cashed it, but the line closed at 8.5, so technically it lost by a half point. But
yeah, I guess Luka's out, right, in that spot. I guess that's why it's at -8. But still,
yep.
I don't know.
Mavs are terrible against the spread, dude. They're like 17-34 or 19-34 or something.
I feel like it's going to turn eventually. I know it's been bad, and it's been bad for a while now. But
they were 0-7 without Luka before they won that last game versus the Jazz. So now they're 1-7 without Luka. Now obviously they have Irving, but it's the first game. I mean, how many practices has he even had with them? You know what I mean?
One.
So
yeah,
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. One game in the NBA that was intriguing me was that Warriors-Blazers game. It's an odd line.
What do you like there?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's an interesting spot. I know I said on Monday's show that I don't like those one away spots where they're at home, they go away for one game, and then go back home. Initial lean, I liked Portland then, and I still like them now. I don't know what the money situation is. But you look at their last game, Steph Curry did not play in that one as well. So getting about the same lineup. Warriors will have Wiggins in there, though, which is a little bit different. He's great on defense.
It opened at
obviously.
4. It's 2.5 now. Portland's getting 57%. Warriors are getting a little more on the money line.
The first game, the first matchup they had, Golden State was at home. This was a weird spot. I was probably on it personally because I love those weird lines. Portland was -1 with the Warriors at home. And the Warriors took care of business 118-112. Now, coming to Portland, you have the Blazers at -2.5. So moving stronger towards Portland here. I don't know. I lean Portland.
Okay. I really don't have any opinion on that one.
Yeah.
That one's a tough one for me.
Yeah. We were right on the Warriors on Monday though. Clay came out and balled.
Yeah.
Came out and balled.
Yeah, 11 threes, I think.
Yeah.
12 threes, something like that.
It was fun to watch. All right, let's get into some of these. People are throwing in some games. Lucas.
Oklahoma State.
Texas
Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie, I haven't looked at that one a whole lot, which is surprising because it's a Big 12 game.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably lean Texas Tech there.
Yeah.
Hold on here. Oh, it's just a package.
Xavier saying Texas Tech +2.
Am I looking at the wrong game? Who plays Oklahoma State?
No, they do. But I got 6 as the line.
It's 6. It's not 2.
Yeah, I have 6 as the line.
Opened at 5. Oklahoma State's getting pretty much all the money. Texas Tech is actually getting more money on the money line. Should be a good one. It's a lot of points for a conference game like that. 6 points is a lot. Same reason I backed Texas the other day versus Kansas. I know it was gross and everyone in the world was on Kansas and everything, but it's just a lot of points in conference games like that. I mean, all these conference games, most of them come down to the wire, it seems like, in a lot of these games. Yeah. You know, some of them end up being 6 or 9 point games at the end, just in the last minute, and be tied with a minute to go, and you can lose by 9, it seems like. But just depends which way it swings at the end of the game. Let's see.
We got another one in here. Are you still breaking down that spot, Mike?
You can move on to the one.
All right. We have Tennessee and Creighton, 2-leg parlay for plus odds. What do you got? You got anything on those games? I think you mentioned Creighton earlier in the show.
I don't. Tennessee and Creighton. I like Tennessee, but then the spread -9.5. The Creighton game, I don't really have an opinion on, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I like Tennessee.
Cody, UNLV.
Not sure. I looked at it, and initially I was looking at Wyoming +2, +2.5, and then I kind of turned to UNLV. It's a tough one. That's another tough one. I did have some shit on that game. Yeah, we got the NBA All-Star. When's the NBA All-Star break? Because when's the last NBA game?
It's got to be coming up soon here. Let me check. So the last day of NBA before break would be the 16th. Just a 3-game slate. And then a little break until the All-Star game, which is on the 19th. And then more days off. Doesn't resume until Thursday the 23rd. So
Thursday the 23rd?
So for a person like myself that avidly watches the NBA every single night, I'm not going to know what to do with myself.
Yeah, so the UNLV Wyoming game, UNLV coming off of they blew the game versus Fresno State over the weekend. Fresno State, we back last night. They beat Wyoming 86-72, but Wyoming lost Noah Reynolds in their last game, and he's one of 2 players averaging pretty much more than 8 points per game, so it's a pretty big loss. So initially I leaned Wyoming, but now we're going to see how they do without him. And Wyoming's a team that's battled a ton of injuries all year. Ike Graham. They got a few other guys, can't think of their names off the top of my head, but that are significant and play heavy minutes, put up substantial amount of points for the team, and they've been battling injuries, I mean, all season. I think had Wyoming been fully healthy this year, they would have been pretty good. But yeah, Reynolds in the last game, he had 23.7 rebounds. Now you're missing this guy tonight versus UNLV.
Right.
And they still lost by, I think, 14 points even with him in, and now he's out.
Mm.
So it's a road game for UNLV, but still, Wyoming's is tough right now just because, like I said, of all their injuries and all that stuff. And now you got another man down and see how they adjust now without him. It's just not a game that I personally will probably bet, but might watch, part of it just to kind of keep my eye and know going forward kind of Wyoming, how they look, without him and stuff moving forward. But Wyoming's been a tough team to back this year, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, 2-5 against the spread in the last 7. They've only won 2 games in like their last 12 or 13. It's a tough one. I personally probably need more points to back Wyoming, and it could be a good bounce back spot for UNLV, who just lost by 3 to Fresno as a 9-point favorite. They won their 3 before that. But they beat Colorado State last time on the road, but before that they lost to Fresno, Utah State. They did beat New Mexico, lost to San Jose State. So they've been okay on the road, but not great. Granted, they have played some decent competition though. So it's a tough one for me. It's just a stay away and watch part of it and see what happens, to know for betting those teams in the future. But
absolutely, man. And you know what? Some of those types of spots where you just watch and collect data are some of the best spots. Always about learning. Justin throwing Penn State out there. He's liking them.
Yeah, I like Penn State too. May end up playing them for a unit or two. Not sure yet, but both these teams, we backed both of them on Sunday. Both lost. The Wisconsin game was close. Penn State game really wasn't close. Penn State versus Nebraska. They got that Asian kid who just went off. I forget his name. That dude can ball, man. But yeah, Penn State, they live and die by the 3 ball. We all know that. But they're 11-1 at home, 8-4 against the spread. Typically winning by over 14 points per game at home. Wisconsin was a team I was high on earlier in the year, but they lately just not looked good. Averaging just over 60 points in their last 5 games. Actually under 60 now. They've been struggling offensively. And Penn State is actually 12-3 against the spread in home games against conference opponents over the last 2 seasons. 12-3. That's a hard number to ignore. I think home court in these conference games can be underestimated at times. If you've been watching, and that's kind of like that West Virginia spot too, a home team favored versus a ranked opponent. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head against the spread, but it's extremely high. It's in the mid 60s as far as percentages. I think home teams as a favorite versus ranked teams last week went 4-0. We were on most of them. Not saying to bet it blindly, you still got to like it, but there's something to it, you know what I mean? And that tells you how big home court is in these spots and stuff. So, and the Big Ten, both those teams, that's why I bet them on Sunday. Both the teams really needed a win for conference play. Whoever loses this is, pretty much just kind of fucked. And I like Penn State here. What's his name? He was hot on Sunday from deep. What's his name? I'll get it here. But it hasn't even been Pickett lately. It's gonna piss me off. I gotta find out. It's on the tip of my tongue.
He went off last game.
Oh yeah, he set the record for Nebraska for 3-pointers.
Oh yeah, Lundy.
Yeah, Seth Lundy. Yes.
Yeah, Lundy.
Yeah, fucking dude started
Yep.
out the game I think 7 for 8 from deep or something. I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah, he hit 8. That's wild.
Yeah, set the record for the Nebraska arena or whatever. But yeah, I watched that whole game. Obviously, Penn State was right there. I mean, they had it. I think it was tied or pretty damn close to it in the beginning of the second half, and then they just couldn't get over that hump and come back and take the lead and pull away. So it sucked. But
yeah. Tyler, Houston. You like him?
Yeah, I think that's like a 26-point spread, right? Versus Tulsa. I was looking kind of at the under there. We just bet on Tulsa over the weekend too, and Tulsa did not look good. Now coming in on the road playing the best defense in college basketball, it's gonna be tough. I don't see them scoring a ton. If I was to touch the side, I would take Houston. But I'd probably lean more towards the under there personally. So
love it. We got Tar Heel in the house.
Also doing a ton.
Yeah. Darian throwing in something here a while back. He's hoping that he doesn't bet the bank on the home team when he goes to the game. Don't do it, man. If it's not a good spot, let me tell you right now.
Is it in Tampa or is it in Colorado?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Me either.
I think he's out by Carolina, so maybe it's in Tampa. I think he's a big Panthers fan, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, Darian.
We got a soccer pick being thrown in here. I don't know anything about soccer. I don't want to mess this up, so I'm just going to leave it up for everybody to read. If you want to,
I'll just agree with you.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I hope you catch, man.
Is that Pierre Saint Germain or whatever it is?
Dude, I do not want to sit up here and butcher it. I don't know.
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, too. Tulsa did have a chance at the end. They got close to covering. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Huge comeback.
Yep. All right, Super Bowl. We got to talk about it.
I don't know what I'm doing yet. Once I know what I'm doing, then I'll tell you what to do for the hedge and all that stuff. But
yeah,
I gotta know which team I like first, because if I like Philly, that'll affect the amount that I hedge on it. So
right.
It's a tough one, man.
It is
a tough one.
It is a tough one. You guys throw in the comments any props you guys are looking at, or
Hardman's out now. Hilaire's in now. He got activated.
Yeah, they activated him, I think, on Monday. I don't know. Now, Mike, let me ask you this. Do you do any like crazy props for fun? I know you're in it just for the money, obviously, but do you ever like just do some Gatorade colors just personally? Anything like that? Are you human like the rest of us?
No, not that stuff. I'll have some type of prop, like, passing yards or completions or something, something like that. I'll have something like that for the Super Bowl, maybe a couple of them. But no, I don't do the heads, tails. The one thing I did, which I told you already, was the national anthem the one year, just because a guy I used to work with knew somebody who was in charge of the rehearsal for it. And he's like, she rehearsed it 20 times and it went over every single time, bet the over. And I did and hit it. But you only can put so much on these books on it. They limit you. And I remember after you told me that, word must have got around because it started going up, and then they started limiting people on it and stuff. And it still hit, but
it still hit.
Need that insider info again.
Ryan, $100 on purple. All right, let's ride. I love it, man. I love it. Justin, he's liking the Chiefs. Yeah. The thing for me is, go ahead.
No, I we have the Eagles future for 25 units. So
Right.
obviously I'd love to cash that, but I'm not going to let that get in the way of whatever play I end up posting, for the game.
Right.
Not everybody got that futures in, all that stuff. I'm still going to have a sizable play on the game for sure. There is a way that I'm leaning on it, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
The thing for me is, man, I find it very difficult to get past the Chiefs' experience. I just think it's going to play a bit. I
And
understand
Mahomes.
and Mahomes. I understand on paper, defensive line, offensive line, Eagles have the advantage, and that's really where the game is won. But I just think that experience from the Chiefs, man, I think that they're going to find a way to get it done. I really, really do. I really do. If I wasn't worried about that future that we have, if I was just looking at the game, just the game, I find it hard to get past that experience, man. I mean, 5 straight AFC championships. They just lost the Super Bowl to the Bucs 2 years ago. I find it hard to believe Mahomes is going to lose 2 in a row, man.
If I bet the Chiefs, I'd probably put like 10 grand on it. Because we got that Eagles future. I already hedged 3 out of it, so I still got 22 there. So say I do the Chiefs, my ticket cost on that was 22, so I'd be down. I'd still net 5 grand on the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'd get my, I'd cover my 3 grand Niners loss hedge, my $2,200 ticket, and make 5 on the game. So if I do go the Chiefs route, I'd probably put at least 10 to 12 on it. So that way I'm making, a good amount either way on it. But
right.
If I like the Eagles, if I end up liking the Eagles, then, it's going to affect how much I do on it. But we'll see.
You're in a beautiful spot, man. You're making money regardless. So,
yeah, it's a good spot to be in for sure. But at the same
spot.
time, I still want to hit the motherfucker. I want to be right about who wins too. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, just the personal challenge.
Oh yeah. I mean, some Super Bowls are easier. I had the Rams last year. If you're a VIP, I had a -4. They won by 3. I learned something in that spot. In a spot like that, I probably would have taken the money line or parlayed it with something on the money line just to get it on the money line. In a game like this, that can be lower scoring and all that stuff. I don't know what to make of the total. I mean, that could very well go over. I know there's some strong trends for I think it's unders in the first quarter in the Super Bowl. Teams kind of feeling each other out, but it's at 9.5. So that's kind of interesting. Chiefs defense looked really, really good. They surprised me.
They did.
Looked real good. And they had nobody out there either. I mean, after a while, they're missing all their corners and had a bunch of rookies out there. There's a guy playing who was drafted in the 5th round from Wisconsin that some of my family knows and stuff. He plays for the Chiefs, linebacker. They just had a lot of rookies and stuff out there, and they still look good. So
right.
Yeah, the offensive and defensive line, the Eagles have the best probably in years that we've seen. And then Hurts didn't really look that good the last game. He really didn't.
That's a thing. I mean, I haven't looked too deep into like previous games yet for the Eagles. I haven't been that high on them all year, and that's I don't know why, but how he hasn't been tested in the playoffs.
They've only given up 14 total points, 7 points.
He hasn't been, and that's the thing. It's like, strength of schedule. You got to say the Chiefs played, a harder schedule. They played better opponents. They're a little bit more battle tested, and they have the experience. But we come into.
I don't know about the better opponents. I mean, the Eagles came in from a division that had 3 people in the divisional, 3 teams in the divisional round. I mean, you had the Cowboys and the Giants. So their division is tougher,
It is, but have they been battle tested? Like they haven't. In my opinion, they haven't really been tested that much in the playoffs.
No, and they kind of caught a break, with Purdy going out and all that
Right.
stuff. I mean, the Giants is what it is. We're on the Eagles both games, hit both of them.
Right.
Giants just aren't there yet, and that's that. They have a great coach that got them to where they are. Without him, they probably wouldn't have gotten that far. And they got some young guys, young talent that's going to be good down the road here.
Absolutely.
But I think they got to figure out who they're going to pay, who they're going to keep, all that stuff. So it'll be interesting off season. But what do you make of Aaron Rodgers on this 4-day darkness, whatever you called it?
He's out there, man. He's out there. And I don't know.
I don't
really
see him
don't know.
passing down $50 million. I mean, I think he's going to play.
Well, it's guaranteed, isn't it?
I think he's got to play.
I don't know. I don't know if it is. That money is guaranteed from the Packers. I don't think he has to play. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't think he's going to be in Green. He ain't going to be in Green Bay. There's no way.
Is he going to the Jets like Favre did?
I think he's going to probably go to Vegas, man.
Derek Carr is meeting with the Saints, I heard.
I can see that. That is interesting. I think he goes and plays with Devontae again, man. I mean, the Raiders, they're really not. I know they were bad record-wise this year, but they lost a lot of close games. Games that could have went their way. And Carr has never been the guy, ever. And Josh McDaniels desperately needs a good quarterback because in his stints of being a head coach, what do you got? Kyle Orton, Tim Tebow, and then Carr.
He's not a good coach. He's not a good coach.
I don't know if he's a good head coach. He was a great offensive coordinator in New England for many, many years. He won rings. And I mean, that is his bread and butter offense.
What team do you think has a better shot of winning? The Jets or the Raiders?
I don't know.
AFC's tough, man.
If
he was smart, he'd go to the NFC because that's the easier.
I don't
look
think
at all the quarterbacks. You got Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson in the AFC. Who do you have in the NFC? Dak Prescott isn't the guy. I mean, besides Jalen Hurts, who do you have?
No one. Now
the next guy is really Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I don't think the Packers are going to trade him to the NFC, though.
I'm just saying if he goes, I don't know.
It's interesting. He might fucking retire, man. I mean, God knows what he's going to see out in that dark cabin. Who knows?
He might just come out after tripping on acid and say, "I'm going to running back. I'm done. Put me in a running back."
Professional golfer. He's just done with the NFL. Take his money and go on the course. He's a hell of a golfer.
He likes the drama. He likes the drama, man.
He does.
He gets off on that. He's at home watching fucking Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp and fucking Wilbon and all them, man.
Oh, yeah. He loves it.
I can't stand the fucking guy. I can't.
You don't like Rodgers?
No. I think he's a fucking weirdo. I mean, at least he's blunt about going and tripping on acid in Africa and all this shit. At least he talks about it. But I respect that. But
I do respect that, he is somebody who is a bit different. And, he doesn't really hide from it. I mean, maybe he did early on in his career, but now ever since he's been going on that one show, the McAfee show, I mean, he's really opened up and he's, he stays true to who he is. I don't think he's a great teammate. I don't think he's a good guy to have in the clubhouse. And I think his overall record in the playoffs shows that because for some reason he just can't win a big game and not enough people talk about it. I don't give a fuck what you do in the regular season. He's great in the regular season, no doubt. But the amount of times that he's had a big playoff game in Lambeau, in the cold, in the snow, come on, man. Come on. There's just no excuse. There's just no excuse.
Are the Bucks going to rebuild?
I don't know. I mean, they kind of have to. I mean, they are just out of this world in cap trouble. I mean, I think they're over the cap $55 million. So what do? You got a bunch of aging stars that you kept around. You sold out to try and repeat. You didn't do it. Now Tom's gone. I think there's something with Tom. He might still be on the books. Maybe not. I don't know. Because they restructured his deal or whatever. So I think he might still be on the books. They don't have a quarterback. I mean, they got Trask over there. Maybe they'll just hand him the keys. You probably got to move Mike, and you probably got to move Godwin because they're aging, and they got big deals. And let's be honest, Mike Evans has never blown by you with his speed. And the older he gets, the slower he's going to get. And we saw how Julio aged. Now, Julio was quick with his feet, best route runner in his prime. But I just don't know how good Mike Evans is going to be. I thought this year it was he fools you, but he don't blow by you. And the older he gets, I worry about being able to, still fool people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Lenny ain't going to be there. That offensive line is in shambles. The defense is still good. They still have some young talent, but they also have some old guys there too. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
It'll be interesting.
My Bucks fandom is over, dude. It's just because of Tom. When Favre went to the Jets, I was a Jets guy. When he went to the Vikings, I was a Vikings guy. If Tom goes and plays soccer, I'll be a soccer fan. That's just how it is. I'm a player guy.
There's going to be a ton of pressure on the Niners if they don't win a Super Bowl here in the next couple of years. I think that's a big letdown, and I don't see Purdy or Trey Lance being the guy to get them there. Honestly, I think they're a quarterback away, and it's a big mistake by not going and getting somebody to get you there. Where they're at win now mode.
They've been there.
And they can't get over the hump because of the quarterback situation. And they ain't going to get there with Lance or Purdy. I'm sorry. Purdy's been a good story. He might be a decent quarterback, in the NFL. But had he even not gotten hurt, I'm telling you, the Eagles still would have won that game.
Absolutely.
They absolutely would have. Purdy would have made mistakes. He made one. I mean, he got fumbled on the play that he got hurt on. So
yeah,
that and then the Bills in the AFC, man. If you're a Bills fan, I just don't think. I mean, they're right there, but I don't think they got it. I think the Bengals will beat them.
They need a better defense,
Chiefs.
Man. They got to invest in their defense, and that's just what it is.
Which was good at the beginning of the year.
Right. I do think, what the Bills, I didn't necessarily like the way he went about it, but I get it was, frustration at the time. It's a tough question or whatever. But what the Bills GM said was, the Bengals have a lot of guys on rookie deals, and he's right. I think the Bengals are in a really great, position right now. But when they got to sign Burrow and they got to sign Chase and they got to get all these guys
T. Higgins leaving now?
I think so. Yeah.
They're gonna start losing some guys too. So
and T. Higgins is a hell of a wide receiver. It's a hell of a wide receiver. So I mean that's going to be interesting as well, man. But you want to talk about a place that Aaron Rodgers should be going? It should be the 49ers. But I don't think the Packers are going to do exactly what they did to Favre. You're not going to the Vikings. You're not going in the division. You're not going to the NFC. And they're either going to make the guy retire or they're going to ship him off to the AFC and. But the 49ers should be giving the house to get Rodgers because they got pieces to move. And once Rodgers goes there, I think that they could, maybe sign some key free agents.
What do you think is going to happen with Lamar Jackson, though?
Well, he's getting tagged.
I don't think he wants to be there, though.
I don't think he does. Everything Ravens is off of his social medias.
I don't know, man. What if he goes to the NFC? He should want to go to the NFC. That'd be his best shot at getting there.
The Niners should be going after every marquee quarterback they can find. Trade Lance away. You're only going to get a second or third round pick for him. If that, just do it. Ship him off. Jimmy ain't signing. They already said that. There's no way they see Jimmy.
If I was the Niners, I'd even give up draft picks and just go all in on him.
Just all in.
Fucking for next year. Next 2 years. Fucking.
That's it. Just get the ring. You got to get a ring. Because McCaffrey is only going to be as good as he is now for a short amount of time.
And Kittle.
He's taking a beating. Talk about another guy.
They got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Debo.
Does he stay? Debo wanted out before this season. And the way that Shanahan runs these guys, the way his offense is structured,
If you were
everybody is a
Debo, would you
gadget
want
player.
Purdy or Trey Lance thrown to you? I'd want a fucking quarterback, man.
Absolutely, but he's also a gadget player. You got a guy going out there making big wide receiver money, being a running back. It doesn't work. It's hard on your body, and the older these players get, the harder it is. I mean, we've seen them struggle with injuries over the past, and it ain't going to get any easier with these guys getting older. It's next year nothing for both the 49ers and the Bills. They should both be in the damn Super Bowl, because if they're not, what are you going to do? You got to blow it up.
The Bills might need a coaching change, to be honest with you.
They might.
I liked them, but I'm liking them less and less.
They have to run the fucking ball, man. Josh Allen cannot be your leading rusher. Can't.
No.
Can't. You got to run the ball. You got to let Cook take over the backfield. He's by far your most talented guy. Keep Singletary or move him, whatever you're going to do with him. And maybe get another wide receiver, beef up that defense. I know, talking like this, it sounds easy, but they got to establish the run. They're too pass heavy, man. You can't win in the playoffs passing the ball 40 times. You can't do it.
Well, you're too predictable.
You're too predictable. Darian saying Lamar to the Panthers. Might as well. Might as well.
Yeah, Bills do need another receiver, and Washington is interesting too. Washington's got a great defense. You got Terry McLaurin. It'll be an interesting offseason for sure.
It will. It absolutely will. Jimmy throwing in a nice comment here for about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and I don't know. Both these guys are phenomenal after 2 weeks off and a bye and all that stuff. Andy Reid's numbers they're like fucking like, I don't remember. I heard it. It was like 26-4. I mean, something stupid like that.
Yeah.
So, but the Eagles guy, obviously his numbers are a lot less, but he's been really good as well. So, it'll be interesting. It
will.
Two good coaches. Andy Reid, you got to give him the edge. Just experience has been there and all that stuff. And I think this is a big game for Mahomes, man, as far as his legacy. And I mean, I think if he wins this, you might as well call him on Monday and say, hey, we're going to induct you into the Hall of Fame. I'm serious. Yeah. I'm serious. He's the guy if they win this, man. He's the guy.
Absolutely, man. We had a comment. It wasn't on the comments. Jimmy's throwing it in the private chat here. What do we use to look for where we see where the money's coming in? If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Sports Insights. It's like $249 a month.
Yeah.
So it's supposedly the most accurate splits out there. And I'll be honest with you, when I look at splits on here and look at Wager Talk, the VISN, VISN, all those different kinds, it's completely different.
It is.
So, like, it's funny. I was fucking around on Twitter, and there's this guy pitching a play on Trent's show, and he's like, all the money's on this team, and I looked it up on my shit. It's the complete opposite. It's like, no, dude. No. And I think this is accurate because, I mean, I use it, and it's fucking works great. So,
right.
And typically I can predict the line movement and shit. I mean, before it happens and all that stuff. And these other ones are saying the complete opposite and stuff. So it's spendy. It's $250 a month. You know what I mean? So, and it'll even tell us the percentages of teams in parlays and teasers and all that shit. So you can tell, 95%. This team is in 95% of parlays, shit to a little red flag. Like this team could bust everyone's parlays, shit like that. So Yeah,
Yep.
it's spendy, but obviously for what I do, I need it. So it's nothing.
Right. Absolutely.
But yeah, it'll
Okay.
break down. I mean, totals. You can also look at spread and money line, where a lot of these, they're just way off. So
They are. And I mean, we've talked about this before. And you were kind of alluding to it a little bit this week in the Telegram and Chalkboard about, cappers out there and all these people just playing lines and playing movement and playing money. And we talk about it all the time. Realistically, they could just throw out whatever the hell they want on those numbers. I mean, how do we know if it's actually real? And that's really where it comes, can you actually cap a game? And can you actually, dig deeper than just looking at movement and what the hell, Wager Talk is telling you, because that's the free resource that probably everybody uses.
Yeah. Yeah, that Akron Kent State game on Friday was a big one. All the sharps were on Kent State there. I was on Akron. I even posted it early, took money line minus 135, and then the line ended up flipping, and you could get plus 135 on the money line when it closed, but didn't end up mattering. Akron won. But yeah, like stuff like that. It's like, had I just bet the line there, okay, all the sharps are on Kent State. Kent State 2-3 units. Here we go. No, there's more to it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, there's plays where I am, betting on that side, but then there's plays where I don't give a shit about that. For XYZ reasons, and I'm going against it,
Right.
The 49ers were another one against the Eagles. That was the so-called sharp play.
Yep.
It was 49ers. There was no way in hell in my mind I thought the 49ers were going to win. So I don't give a fuck about what sharps are betting on or whatever. I'm fucking taking the Eagles because I am not sold on Purdy. But that's what the line movement told you there. And the line not moving and all the sharps and stuff on that. So there's spots like that and there's so many services that's all they do. And they just collect money from clients, whether win or lose. And half these guys aren't even betting. They're just taking your money. Seriously, they're just taking your money from selling picks, and they don't even fucking bet. They don't show tickets. They don't. I mean, nothing. And they just anyone can go on and find there's a couple sharp games here and post them and just hope for the fucking best. But I can promise you, if you do that, you're not going to be up 63 units in 3 weeks. You're not going to be up 31 units this month. I can promise you that, because if it was that easy, everyone would be fucking doing it. So. And that's
You're damn right.
So
you're damn right. What do you think about the Kansas versus Arkansas?
Kentucky versus Arkansas.
Kentucky.
Yeah, I had Kentucky -5. I liked Kentucky quite a bit there. Had it as a 2-unit play. Kentucky made a lot of turnovers, just stupid, careless. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 in a row, just passing the ball away. They didn't look good. Arkansas's D looked good. They looked disruptive. They kind of got Kentucky off their game, and they ultimately ended up being the better team. It's just Arkansas has been dealing with injuries and stuff, and it's also tough going into Kentucky against a good team and a great coach, and pulling off the upset like they did. So props to Arkansas, but Arkansas is winning games with their defense. They got one of the best defenses in the country, and that's what won the game for them last night. So, and it just completely got Kentucky off their rhythm. They just never really looked good. So,
yeah,
I didn't see that coming. I liked Kentucky quite a bit there. So,
it happens. All right, last
Akron
question.
Was nice. Akron was nice, and then that set up the Kent State spot yesterday. I thought Kent State, coming off that loss, would take out their aggression on a shitty Bowling Green team, and that's exactly what they did. And I watched the end of that game. I always try to watch a little bit of everything I'm betting on. And I watched the end of that game, and they didn't even give up at the end. They were running for loose balls, and with 2 minutes to go, up 19 points. So love to see that out of teams, and it tells you a lot about a team. So.
Absolutely. I'm sure the coach laid into them. So they wanted to go out there and play hard. On the total on the Super Bowl, I know you mentioned that you don't really have a look on it, but good one to end on here.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, initially maybe a slight lean to the over, but I haven't really dug into it that much yet, to be honest with you. Two great offenses, couple good defenses. It's gonna be an interesting game for sure. Obviously, it'll go one of two ways. They'll probably either fly over. It's gonna be a low scoring, very close game. So
absolutely
tough to say right now. My plan is probably Thursday, Friday, then I'll start digging into the NFL. Just been waiting. Yesterday, just got the news about Hardman being out, Hilaire being activated, all that stuff. So just kind of waiting for all that stuff to happen, who's playing and all that stuff before I even dig into it. I mean, the spread's at 1.5. It's not really going to move anything, even if it moves a half point or a point. It's really nothing significant, whether it's 1.5, 2, 2.5. So I haven't been in a rush to get to it or anything like that. So but we will get to it.
We will get to it, and we will cash on it, people. Whatever it is. All right, Mike, you got any closing notes?
Not really, man. Let's just let's stay hot. I really, really, really. I have 5 plays posted right now, and I really love them all. I truly do. I know I said that yesterday, but we did finish 8-2 on straight. Should have been 9-1. Got a 7-unit parlay of the day. If we cash that, we'll be 8-0 on those this year for 30 units. It'd be huge. Got that. I love that. I got a 3-unit college basketball play of the day. I fucking love. A 2-unit play that I gave you guys, West Virginia. A 1-unit college basketball play, and then a 2-unit NBA play on the Sixers Celtics game. So that's what I got right now. Love all the plays. So we're hot in all sports. Tomorrow we'll have more NHL. I'll probably stay away from it. I gave you my leans on those. If I was to play something tonight in the NHL out of those 3 leans, the Canucks, Rangers over, the Stars, and the Stars under, it would probably be the over in the Canucks Rangers game. That's probably my strongest lean in the NHL. So, but yeah. Other than that, let's just keep rolling, guys. It's been a hell of a run, but like I was texting my brother last night. He's like, "Yeah, what a night, what a run, whatever." And I text him like, "Dude, I truly think though it's more than a run. Like, ever since 3 weeks ago, kids started daycare, whatever. It's just been like a light switch, just focused, like just seeing the board clearly, really well. Like it's just confidence too. Like when I throw shit out there, like I'm confident this shit's hitting. Like I'm not even worried about it. Whereas when I was in my rut, it's like, okay, I posted this. Goddamn, I hope it hits. I don't know, maybe. You know what I mean? You start second guessing shit.
Sure.
Or now it's like, no, this shit's hitting. You know, I posted it. It's fucking hitting. You know,
because you're on it.
Wins. Fucking yeah, exactly. When you have that mentality, man. Seriously.
Good. No, it's a good feeling, and it instills confidence in not only yourself but in everybody, in all of our clients. So I think that's great.
Yeah, and I mean, is there going to be a day where we the good thing is our losing days have been like Sunday, down 0.3 units, 0.7 units, whatever it was. If that's our down day, so be it. I mean, that's nothing. So yeah, absolutely. Second job, and hopefully this is supplementing your income, and you know you're making some money if you do. So hopefully you're treating it like a second job, and not. I mean, some people just do it for fun, and I respect that. But if you can make some serious extra cash doing it, why not follow the system and do it right and tail every play for every day for every appropriate unit. You know, if it's a 2-unit play, be consistent. You know, whatever your unit is, put 2 units on it then, not 1, not 5, not 10. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just be consistent. The numbers are there. And I'd love to we're at 62, 63 units right now in 3 weeks. I don't know if it's possible in the next 9-10 days, but I'd love to hit 100 units in a month. I think that'd be pretty fucking sweet. And that put us up about 70 units in February with still 2 weeks to go. So when I said 100 unit February, I'm not fucking around. I truly think we can do it. So
Absolutely,
that's my goal.
man.
That's my goal. I want a fucking 3-figure fucking February. And then we can blast fucking 100 plus unit February up 100. And if we finished up 100, we'd be up 105 units already on the year, fucking 2 months in.
Yeah.
The road to 350 sounds pretty attainable to me. I don't know about you. But.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Jimmy throwing in a good one here. Yes. The ladies, they don't always get you being in the phone the entire time, but when you can treat them to something nice, yeah, they enjoy that.
Yeah,
all right. So thank you guys so much for watching. That concludes today's show. To Jimmy and to Justin for coming on. Thank you very much for joining us.
Let's just drop what you guys don't have to let us know right now. You can email in or we'll talk about it on the next show. But what do you guys think about a show just for VIPs? So say that this was a VIP only show. Like we could actually all interact and break down the games that I'm actually on and talk about them. You know what I mean? Just seeing if you guys would like that at all or not. Because for me, it's tough because it's like the games that I've really dug into and can really speak on in great detail are VIP plays. So I can't really come on here and talk about them. You know what I mean? And then asking me about a random game that I haven't dug into, it's, I'm not going to bullshit you and whatever. So just an idea, but just something we've been kicking around too. But
yep.
And then you guys can ask questions. Okay. Yeah, you said this, but okay. Like I got a message on Saturday, but how are you confident in West Virginia? They're 0-7 in their last 7 versus the team or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, so, but you can ask questions like that. And,
right.
Interact and whatever. So talk through it. So
we'll put up a little survey or something. Maybe we'll throw it in the VIP portal, or we could just throw it in the Telegram or whatever. You guys can vote on it, figure out what day, what time works, or multiple days, whatever you guys want to do. Something we, like Mike said, we've been kicking around. I think it would be very valuable.
And it doesn't have to take a ton of time. We can try to cram it in 20 minutes or something. You know what I mean? Where we just go through it real quick and
sure.
See where it goes.
I mean, that's the thing, the part of this show is interacting with non-clients and, just trying to speak on the whole slate of the whole day and just, keep you guys entertained. And that's what this show's for. But that show would have, legit serious structure and purpose and like, okay, here's the slate. Here's everything. We talk about it. It's kind of, especially with Mike being, a volume guy, there's only so many games we can talk about. You know what I mean? You got 8 plays up. It's, it's kind of tough to not be able to talk about, those 8 games. Cause most of the time those 8 games are big games on the night. Everybody wants to know about them. So.
And the other ones I don't really give a shit about.
Right.
I ain't on them. So,
right. Yeah. So it's tough. But I think that would be a good idea and I'll certainly enjoy doing it. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that. But that concludes today's show, guys. Let's try it. And see. Yeah, we will figure it out in details to come. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everybody enjoys the Super Bowl this weekend. Have a good time.
Let's have a night.
Let's have a night. Let's keep it going. As always, invest wisely and live freely.